What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Sports Minorities Podcast, and we got everybody here this time. Nori, good to see you. I know you were working some crazy overtime. Good to see you. I'm your host, JC. Your 40-year-old host now, JC. Joined, of course, by Nori, who is proudly displaying his Knicks logo because they're playing pretty good right now. Yep. We got the trifecta.
Called
Rob.
it, by the way.
Yeah.
Called that, by the way. Knicks.
The trifecta Rob. I think he's just missing his Dodgers there. I don't know, but we got the nameplate. We got the nameplate there though.
Yeah, I got the nameplate. So.
And of course we got Chicken Wing, who claims to be a Charlotte Hornets fan, but no, not right now. So
listen, food, Chinese. I'll take care of business today.
He's not a basketball fan. Let's just accept that already.
Lakers basketball fan. Get out of here.
Well, you can see at the bottom of the screen there. You can follow us along. Live chat here with us. Join the conversation at SportsMinorPod on Twitter, and we're on Facebook, Sports Minorities. Give us a like. Now, today we're going to kind of run through some of the up-and-coming NFL news because a big signing happened, finally, and a big bet has been placed between Stephen A. Smith and Michael Irvin regarding that. Talk a little bit about the salary cap that was announced, compensatory picks, and then talk a little bit attorney bracketology. I'm rocking my horns because they're probably going to be in the NCAA tournament and how interesting it's going to be and how better it might be that everything's in one place. Now, Nor, you weren't here last week. We talked a bit about each of our teams, what they're looking ahead to the offseason, and we wanted to get your thoughts on your Giants. We'll just quickly run through some things here. They got 6 draft picks, first round, second round, third round, fourth round, and 2 in the 6th round. Did not get any compensatory picks, which we'll talk about later. And your current schedule, the schedule that's set up for you guys, obviously you have your division games. At home, you're going to have Atlanta and Carolina, and you'll be on the road for New Orleans and Tampa Bay. You're going to host Denver and Vegas, and then be on the road for KC and the Chargers. Then you'll have the Rams at home and Chicago on the road. I don't know if your Giants this week announced a franchise tag. A lot of our other teams did. And have they announced it yet, or are they still trying to decide? And if so, who do you think should be tagged?
I think they are going to tag Leonard Williams. Pretty confident they are.
And what's the biggest team need you guys have right now? Obviously, the biggest plus is getting Saquon Barkley back. So I think you're good there. But what is the biggest need right now for your Giants?
We need an actual big play wide receiver.
Is that something you think in the draft or in the free agent market, you think?
I think they draft them because they've drafted Hakeem Nicks. They drafted Mario Manningham. They drafted Amani Toomer. They drafted Odell Beckham. Like the last 10 years, 15, 20 years, they've been drafting wide receivers pretty well. So I'm more than confident that they will draft in I don't think they'll pay the money because we're broke as it is. So I don't think they'll pay the money for, a top wide receiver. We just can't afford one.
So probably a first round pick will be a wide receiver.
So we could confirm we tagged Leonard Williams.
Okay.
I'm glad we have him back for a year.
And defensively, how do you guys look? Because I know that's going to be kind of a big thing with some changes in the NFC East. So.
I like us defensively. I really like us defensively. I think we finally understood that scheme. Leonard Williams earned his money. He earned a big contract, which we can't afford to give him. I think our biggest problem is going to be offensive line because our offensive line wasn't that good, and we just took a salary cap hit of letting Kevin Zeter go, the left guard.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope he's replaced. I don't know if he'll be replaced in the first round, but I hope he's replaced. So I'm worried about the offensive line.
And final question here. What do you think your record's going to be looking at the schedule right now and looking at where your team is right now?
Before the draft, before anything else, 9-7.
Okay. So not in the division hunt, you think. But then again, we never know.
For the NFC East, that's might as well be 16-0. Because the Cowboys still have no defense. The Philadelphia is rebuilding, even though they're just stupid to know it. Mm-hmm. And the Skins don't even have a quarterback. So, yeah, I think 9-7 wins that division. I think that could be us.
Don't they have Heineke?
I was going to say, Washington signed Heineke for sure. So
Washington doesn't have a quarterback. Dallas's defense is bad. Philly's rebuilding. Wow. So,
Straight disregard to Heineke.
Mhm.
I hope he beat the snot out of you.
I'm gonna have to say that they actually do have a quarterback because Heineke almost beat the Bucks. Oh, this is playoffs. Like he was a touchdown away. Just saying.
We'll go ahead and revisit that. But for now, I'm gonna stick with.
I mean, we'll see if Heineke gets through training camp and wins the starting job.
It's a lot different when you're starting this tape on you. Like I don't think he's
definitely. So 9-7, and just to recap, Chicken Wing thought his Niners would go 11-5. I thought my Titans would go 11-5, and Rob picked his Bucks to go 12-4.
Surprised he picked 15-1.
For me, no.
I'm surprised Rob didn't pick 15-1.
I'm realistic.
Are you though? But are you though?
Shut up.
I think Rob has just set him nicely because his Bucks didn't win the division, so they're not going to play as strong a schedule as they probably could have as a Super Bowl champs.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of the trade off from that. So, but yeah, there, like I mentioned, our quote minority matchups next season will be Giants at Tampa Bay and Niners at Titans. So that's going to be fun.
This time we'll close Tampa Bay. This time we'll close them out.
Yeah.
You should have won that game.
By the way, Chicken Ming, my parents recently did move back to Phoenix, and my dad just jokingly says he's going to buy Cardinal season tickets because J.J. Watt's going to be there. So
That's fine. Go ahead.
I told him to enjoy them beating Chicken Wings Niners. He just kind of laughed. So
It's not going to happen, but all right. Whatever.
So, all right. Well, thank you for that, Nori. Glad you can join us this week. You look a lot better too. I think you were being overworked last week. So now on to what we're going to talk about this week. Earlier today, the NFL did announce all their compensatory picks, starting with round 3, 4, 5, and 6. It might be in the 7th round, but as it stands right now, New England is finally getting the compensatory pick related to losing Tom Brady in free agency. So they got the earliest one. Overall, at least for our teams, Tennessee is getting 1 pick, and I think that was in the 3rd round. San Francisco is getting 3, 2 in the 3rd round, and 1 in the 5th round. And Tampa Bay is only getting 1, which was in the 6th round. I don't see the Giants on here. I guess you guys didn't lose any big free agents because Beckham was a trade, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the team that got the most compensatory picks was Dallas with 4. Yeah. So, and I think that's a good segue into the biggest news coming out of Dallas is them signing Dak Prescott. So 2 questions for you guys. 1, are you surprised they got the deal worked out before the franchise tag deadline? And 2, do you think Dak got paid too much? Whoever wants to go first. We'll start with Nori because it's his division. So
I think everybody but Dak's agent thinks that they got paid too much. I think Dak wakes up in the morning and thinks, wow, how did I get all this money? Like, how did this end up in my account? It's pretty crazy. You can have a winning culture where you take less money to win a Super Bowl, or you can do what Dak did. So good luck, Dallas, for being mediocre another 10 years, and Dak will put up great stats, but there's nobody on the defensive side that's going to stop the ball. So they're probably going to rank up with the 30th and ranked defense, and Dak will put up 5,000 yards, but they won't win games, which sucks. Well, it sucks for them, not for me.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, all right, cool. Got Dak. Now what?
Yeah, record-breaking contract when they're already cap strapped.
Like, everybody else. All right, cool. That's cool. I'm all for it. Go for it. Go Cowboys! Woo!
Chicken Wing, you're one of the biggest Cowboys haters I know. But
second to Stephen A.
Second to Stephen A. We'll talk about him in a second.
I'm trying to get up in that level. But,
Okay. Your thoughts when you saw? I mean, initially when you saw the signing, and then the amount of money he got. Your thoughts on all that?
So I'm gonna paint this picture here for you.
Okay.
Remember that presser? Ortiz versus Shamrock 1, and he said, "I'm gonna take you to school, boy," and Tito just sat back and laughed at him. That's exactly what I did when I saw that contract. I was just doing this. That's what I did the whole time. Let's see, it's obnoxious. It's obnoxious. But I will say this. Not only did Dak got his money, he got more than what he asked for last year, and that's Dallas' own damn fault.
That is a big one, yeah. He only asked for $40 million, And I was actually surprised that on several. I mean, we'll kind of break it down right now. First of all, it's 4 years, 160 million. 126 million is guaranteed. His signing bonus was $66 million. That is an NFL record for a signing bonus, and it's basically going to be prorated over 5 years. So $13.2 million a year. Even during his free agent year, he may not even be a Cowboy when he gets the last year of that signing bonus. So what are the cap hits? Next season, $22.2 million. $9 million of that is a base salary. So that's the cheapest cap hits. Because after that, it's $33.2 million, then $44.2 million, which, by the way, his 2023 salary becomes guaranteed if he's on the roster in 2022. That's how he worked that out. So, and that's a full injury guarantee. So even if he misses the season for an injury, it's fully paid. And then 2024 is $47.2 million, and he gets part of that is a $5 million bonus if he's on the roster by the 5th league day of that year. And then he'll be a free agent the following year at age 31. He cannot be franchise tagged, and there's a no trade clause as well on top of this.
Somebody called the FBI.
And
Somebody
then
called the FBI. He stole from the Cowboys. He stole
on
from
top
Dallas.
of all that, if they win a Super Bowl and he plays over half the snaps, he gets $1 million bonus on top of it.
Dak's agent should definitely run for Congress because how he convinced so many people to do what he wanted them to do is a talent. He should run for Congress.
Well, my first thought is Kawhi's looking at his uncle like, really? Why couldn't you get me that? That's what my first thought was too. Obviously, looking at the contract, it's like, okay, Dallas has to go all in this next season because they have so many players locked up. Obviously, the salary cap just got announced, $182.5 million this season, down from $198.2 million last season. That was expected. I think the saving grace right now for Dallas is the fact that they are carrying over $25 million that they didn't use in last year for the salary cap. So with Dak being signed with the players they have right now, obviously they're going to make some cuts, we think, or some trades. But right now, the only cap space they have available is $800,000. So they got a lot of work to do. Now, the biggest contracts obviously right now are Dak, Ezekiel Elliott. He's getting 13.7 this year. He'll be 16.5 next year, which is the biggest hit on his contract. I don't know how much of it is still guaranteed, but
Didn't Amari Cooper get paid last year?
Amari Cooper is getting $22 million a year for the next 4 years. So Cooper and Dak will both be free agents after the 2024 season if their contracts play out. And let's see, Zach Martin. Zach Martin's got a big contract too.
What they did in Dallas, Madden wouldn't allow it to happen. That's how bad.
Were people simulating that too, or what?
Like Madden would reject all this for cap strap. Like any GM, if you were even GM mode in Madden, you would have been fired by now. It's wild that like a functioning human being in Dallas said, "Hey, let's just give him this much money," and how the Dak's agent just fleeced them because they really should have, like Mike said, they should have paid him a little bit more than he wanted last year, and this year he completely fingered them, like crazy. It's crazy to me, but it's awesome as a Dallas hater. This is fantastic news.
This is fantastic news because Rob's like, okay, you're gonna get bobbed in the playoffs, assuming you make it there, and then again they have no defense. Wait, they'll be. Oh, you're right, Nori. They might jump up from 35th to 33rd. Who knows? We know their defense is still absolute dog.
A bunch of teams are scoring points. You got to be able to stop the ball on one end, and Dallas can't. So it's they'll be
bro. Scores. Look, they're taking the Golden State method, bro. They're gonna be like, you could score on me, but I'm gonna score more than you. I'm telling you, that's the method. Watch.
But do they really have the offense for that?
No,
they don't. And honestly, I think they made this move because they realized if they just tagged him, they were going to be over the cap. Because the tag was, $37 million for one season? And the fact that he's only getting paid $22 million this season at least kept them under the cap. Yeah, when you compare the rest of his contract only. But they have a lot of big contracts. DeMarcus Lawrence, $25 million this next year. And he's still got 2 more years left after that.
Dak's never even been to the Super Bowl, and it's amazing how much money he's making.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Let's see, Tyron Smith, La'el Collins on the offensive line. Those are their big guys. Zach Martin, only $9.5 million this year, but then he's going to be hitting $20 million and a little bit less than that over the next few years. So they have a lot of money tied up, and obviously, and for a good amount of time. So there's not really a lot of these big contracts that they can cut right now to make some cap room. They're going to be making trades, we think, and then cutting some of the other smaller players. They got to do something. So, obviously they're going all in this season. And that's to the point where Stephen A. has made a little bet with Michael Irvin. I don't know if you guys saw this on Stephen A.'s show or something.
No, sir.
But he's basically come out and told Michael Irvin that if the Cowboys win the Super Bowl, he will MC their victory parade and celebration, wear one of Michael Irvin's suits when he does it.
Oh, no.
And then Michael Irvin put the icing on the cake, says Stephen A's got to come and clean Irving's house. His big ass house that he has.
Oh.
And Stephen A is like, fine. He's just that confident that Dallas will not win the Super Bowl with this contract for Dak that he's willing to put all that on the line.
For next year or just the whole contract?
I'm saying for the life of the contract, I assume. But my thought initially right now is they have to do it next year because there's really no
you got no money after that.
There's no guarantee. There's no guarantee the cap is going to go up. And even if it does, there's still going to be cap strap because Dak's contract goes up so much over the next few years. So they're betting on a lot. They're not going to be able to carry over much.
That just blows my mind. Why? I mean, I get it. You need your QB because who are you going to trust? You're number, 10 in the draft? Right?
I believe so. Yeah. I think so.
Yes.
They're 10, Giants are 11, and we're 12, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So who makes you think that the QBs are going to go from 1 to 9, all the top ones?
I hope Dallas drafts another wide receiver.
I hope he does too. I hope they do too. They're going to go all in. I'm telling you, they're taking the Golden State approach, and they're just going to be like, I'm going to score more than you. I don't care how much you score on me.
In this day and age of players versus owners, Dak just got a steal of a contract here, and at least his next 3 years are going to be pretty full on guaranteed. So
Steal.
Yeah, at the very least.
Man, you're saying it so nicely, JC. I love you, man. You're the nicest guy.
I'm just being the host. It's not my division, so I generally don't give a shit. But my wife, Tina, who's a Cowboys fan, she's at the point right now. Says, look, when we go to Nashville in 2 years to see Titans and Cowboys, I might be wearing Titans gears. This is pissing me off. So,
Honestly, besides Jerry Jones, if I'm being honest, besides them fleecing the Vikings with that Herschel Walker trade, Jerry Jones hasn't done dick for that franchise. As far as winning, making him money, sure. But fans want to see, as much as I hate Cowboys, their fans have been without a championship for far too long for a major media market team. It's embarrassing. And I think there should be a rule in all the sports where if you don't win a championship by a certain time, you're out. You have 10 years. 10, 15 years, you're out.
It's hard to argue that when they're still making money. And that's just the thing. Their Cowboys are very much like the Yankees or the Lakers, who they could be bad for a few years, but they're still going to make money despite that.
Yankees
their fan base is a cult. Let's be honest, guys. Their fan base
and Lakers will do everything they possibly can, no matter what, to always win a championship. Dallas won't do that.
That's true.
Because the money will come. You're a major market team, but Lakers, they say what you want about them. They did everything they possibly could almost every year to win a championship. Yankees, same thing. They spare no expense. So, Dallas is doing it. Dallas is like, I'm making money, and you're not going to fire him yourself. But yeah, without beating a dead horse, I'm very happy about that. I hope Dallas drafts more offense in the first round. It's stupid.
First 4 rounds.
Honestly, I could see them possibly trading down so that they don't have to pay guaranteed rookie contracts on top of it. I could see them trading down just to.
How far would they have to trade down to not have contracts?
I think it's the first 2 or 3. Is it third round? That's
they have too many needs. They have too many needs at 10 to trade down.
Yeah,
and a rookie contract ain't that much. Not in the first.
All their compensatory picks are after the 3rd round. So
yeah,
that's their blessing. But they're going to trade down.
You can new this year is you can trade those compensatory picks. You can use those as currency basically in draft trades. So
I can see them trading up actually because they have so many needs. I can see them trading back into the first round, 2 first-round picks. They have a lot of needs, and rookie contracts are affordable in the NFL unless you're like a starting quarterback, which they're not going to get. So,
Well,
Yeah.
remember they only have $800,000
For now.
Now,
Obviously,
so-
there'll be a lot. Yeah, I think.
I mean, them rookie contracts will start piling up if they trade up.
Yeah,
So
let me see. Let me pull it up here. I think if they just kept, like, it's like the top 51 on their team. Let me see here.
unless
If
they
were
pull
to,
an Eli,
if they were to keep like just the top 51 players on their team, their cap space, with all the other cuts, would be $9 million in cap space. But
Well, they
you
could still-
still got to fill a roster, obviously, and all that stuff. So but dead money this year they have is $10 million. So that's a hurt right there. So it's a lot, and thankfully that rollover from last year, because that's kind of saving them being able to afford this. But the no trade clause is a hit, and I don't see Dak wanting to go anywhere trade wise. He's getting paid in Dallas. He wants to stick there. He's comfortable there. Initially, until I heard there was a no trade clause, I thought, okay, now they're going to turn around and trade Dak for Deshaun Watson, because that contract doesn't seem so bad now. So, and it wouldn't put it past Houston to make that kind of a deal. So,
well,
Who knows?
Texas franchise is doing fantastic lately, so keep it up.
I love my state, but y'all are idiots when it comes to running a football team.
It's not
Anyway,
my team.
go ahead. I'm
Not my
sorry.
team, so yeah.
It's not my team. I don't care either.
All right. Quickly in NBA news, couple interesting things happened this week. First off, Blake Griffin got his contract buyout from the Pistons, and almost immediately signed with the Brooklyn Nets. I think Rob made the joke in our
LeBron
group
is
chat.
36, guys.
How do you beat LeBron? Just avoid him. Go to the East, and so
I said stay in the East because
stay
he
in the
had
East.
the opportunity to come back to the West, play for a Western Conference team. I went to the Nets. So
Nah,
Yeah,
Nah.
he's not gonna go. To the
LeBron is
Clippers.
36. Why are they building a super team for LeBron?
yeah,
God.
they're not building for LeBron. They're building for AD. They're building for everybody else around LeBron.
Because it's not LeBron and cast; it's Anthony Davis with a supporting cast. That's what's frightening.
Yeah, it's
So-
transitioning to being Anthony Davis's team out there. So,
And the Lakers have a coach that know what they're doing. It's a better end franchise, but it's a separate conversation. But yeah, Blake Griffin, I think, is just a good name to have there. Like I don't even think he's a big upgrade. I think it's a maybe 1 year prove it deal, if anything.
and since he got a contract buyout, he's not signing for much
Buyout.
either, right?
So he's not. Yeah, he's signing he's signing for a veteran minimum,
Yeah.
Yeah, so
and like
I don't think he'll be a big difference maker.
when he's going there knowing that he's not going to be the star, he doesn't have to be like the alpha dog.
He's
there.
probably
Like,
coming off the bench to back up a bit, and
Yeah.
I haven't even tracked since how the Nets have been since they got the Harden deal. I know that's out there.
They're number two. They're number two.
They're
in the
number
East.
2 in the
Number
East
two
right
East
now.
right now.
They're
Yeah.
doing. I think the Nets are just like Houston. I think they have an unsustainable formula.
Which is
like
mainly no defense at this point. So
It's not there's so much no defense. It's the fact that Harden is putting up crazy, unrealistic numbers, and you cannot base a player off. You can't base a team off one person making phenomenal numbers. Lakers didn't put up phenomenal numbers last year, but all their stars and their role players knew what they had to do. Same with Golden State in their years. Like even when Curry was MVP, like his teammates knew their jobs and they were a frightening thing. You take out Harden, yeah, you have Durant there. Durant's one of the best players, but that's not a sustainable formula to win.
do you think right now your Knicks have a shot if say they work out and it works out? There's a 7-game series between the Knicks and the Nets. How good are the chances that your Knicks can beat the Nets in a 7-game series?
They're good only if they are a little bit tougher. I need to see them. They're tougher on defense. I think they're actually a more balanced team. For being honest, they're a more balanced team. The Nets have better stars, but the Knicks have to be more physical defense because they have to piss off Harden, who's sensitive.
That's
They have
not
to piss
hard.
off Durant, who's definitely sensitive. If they can actually play tougher defensively, which is the Thibs keeps telling them over and over, is to get tougher defensively. If they could do that, and their leaps and bounds better from last year on offense and defense, then yeah, they have a shot. I don't care if they piss them off for 7 games and make it quick, make it long. I'm happy with that.
We all know once you get 3 games on Harden, he disappears in an elimination game.
quits.
So that's really
He quits.
So
Exactly.
as long as you get to 3 games, you're good from there. I think you can guarantee that he'll choke in the elimination game.
So I'm curious about something.
Durant too.
Yeah. Well-
About a statement you said when
Who?
it comes to them playing better defensively.
Okay.
I'm looking at their rankings in the East. Y'all only allow 104.4 points a game. Y'all are actually
Look
the
at our
best.
defense against the 3-ball. We're better than last year, but our defense against the 3-ball, everybody can shoot on us.
Well,
Inside
I mean,
the paint, we're a lot better. Yeah, you're right. Inside, because we have a bunch of power
yeah,
forwards.
that's what I'm saying. Like overall, like y'all don't let them score. I mean, they score, but y'all don't let them score as much because like even the Nets, they allow 160 points per game.
Yeah.
And they're second in the East. So
Right,
I mean,
but their offense is way better than ours. Like, I think we're a more balanced team, but we would have to get tougher defensively. To answer your question, the only way I think we'd stand a chance is if we start pissing them off physically and getting in their head, like Kevin Garnett used to do. When people were better than him, he used to just fuck with them.
Just bring a bunch
Which
of
you
gloves
can, and I mean, the smartest way to play Harden is not to reach, because all he's going to do is try and wait for you to stick an arm out and just get to the
Absolutely.
line. So keep your arms
Absolutely.
back, and then
Yeah.
he's not going to do anything. So
just blow in their ear.
I think the
That's how
East-
you piss them off. Just blow in their ear.
I'm curious about the East because I think the 76ers have an unsustainable
Sorry.
formula. I think the Nets have an unsustainable formula. The Atlantic, I think overall is a great division, which 5-6 years ago nobody was saying that, right? Now it's a completely stacked division with Boston. The top teams in the East are there. Boston, I think, is very much underperforming, but I think they'll figure that out with Kemba Walker. I think they'll end up the number 1 seed. The Bucks, I think, will figure things out. But no, the Nets and 76ers, I don't think they have a sustainable formula because Ben Simmons and Embiid, quote me all you want, will never win a championship together. They're trying to do the same thing. And they don't belong together. They just don't.
The East is definitely wide open, been gotten wide open since LeBron left and went west. So that's definitely worked out for the East, and we all kind of saw that coming. Like once LeBron left, it was wide open. Teams felt like they have a shot again,
For sure.
Now, other NBA news. This just came out today. The Spurs pretty much have confirmed that they're parting ways with LaMarcus Aldridge. The trade deadline is March 25th, so obviously they're going to be looking to trade to get him out of San Antonio. And it's not surprising to me as a Spurs fan. The Spurs still, on some level, are in a rebuilding phase. I think they're still right now in the playoff hunt, but realistically, they're not making major waves for a championship, and that's fine. But I like the idea that we're just going to cut ties with Aldridge. If we can get something out of trading him now, that'd be good. So he has a chance to go somewhere, and we don't just lose him for nothing. So, where do y'all think Aldridge could potentially go? Who could use him, I should say.
Maybe he'll find a super team to join.
The Nets?
No, a
I don't know
super
about
team.
that.
Nuts.
Sorry.
Not
Oh, I'm sorry. A super team. Okay. My bad.
I could see him actually going to the Bucks.
I was about to say Milwaukee seems like a good spot, and I think there's a
You
lot
don't even
of.
have to start anymore. You don't have to start anymore. I think the Bucks bench is deteriorating. It used to be like great. It was deteriorating. I think you can get a lot of good quality minutes off the bench in Milwaukee. They need another big man.
And the Bucks have some young talent that might be willing to part with that the Spurs would know how to develop too. That's just the Spurs way, So, but I'm convinced now that Popovich he's still got quite a few years left in him. I think he wants to get his Spurs back to being competitive before he would think about calling it a career.
What about Miami? You think he'd go there? Oh, I'm sorry. Do you think that he would fit there? That should be the question.
No.
Miami's a pretty deep team as it is right now, anyway.
He's like what y'all said. He doesn't want to start, but
But
I
the
don't
Bucks
think
need
Miami,
depth. So
Miami, all their players have tapped into like what I really like to see from Miami. Like they play angry, they play pissed off. Like Aldridge doesn't play that way.
They all play with a chip on their shoulder.
Thank you. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And I love that. I hate the Heat for the Knicks rivalry until I drop dead, but I have a lot of respect for how that team's built. I love watching him play.
I think with Aldridge right now, he has to understand wherever he goes, he's not going to be the star. He's most likely going to come off the bench. That's where his value is going to be. He's going to be something off the bench. And Miami's pretty set depth-wise. I think Milwaukee needs that. I think that's kind of been the issue with them in the past in the playoffs is that once their stars get tired or go down, they don't really have anyone that can sustain what they're doing. And Aldridge, at least, he's not Giannis, but he's able to at least keep them where they are. They might blow a lead, but it won't be as bad. I think they're able to be a little more comfortable having him come off the bench for Giannis than what they have now. And they kind of need a veteran presence. Granted, he hasn't won a championship yet, but he brings the kind of championship mentality that he would have, they've learned in San Antonio, to wherever he goes. And that's good experience for him to have. So now we'll move from the pros to the college ranks, because I'm so happy after not having it last year. It's tournament time. It's coming back. I know you guys don't follow college sports as much as I do, but you can't help but be a sports fan and not fill out a bracket this time of year. It's almost like spring doesn't start until the tournament begins, right? So let's real quickly say, what are we putting on the line this year? What are we throwing in, winner take all? Because I'm going to set up a pool probably on Yahoo again for us. So, and whoever else we want to invite. But between us, what do you think?
Like all of us.
I think just the four of us. Unless there's anybody else you would want to jump in on that.
All right. Pick a number. Go.
$10?
I hear 5. I hear 10. Do I hear 20?
$7.87.
Oh, we can do that. $7.87. Sold, bro. I'm seconding that right there.
Well, too bad, because it's $10.
Are you not comfortable with $10 or?
Y'all, it's $10.
I'm comfortable with $7.87.
Facts, bro.
It's not like I'm saying $64, one for each team
Nah,
in the
you
tournament.
know what?
But
It needs to be $7.77, bro. That's what we need to
You're
do.
is
man
this
of
a
chaos.
Final
You
Fantasy
shit.
thing? We're playing Crazy Sevens here right now, or what?
We're playing crazy sevens here, bro.
Rob, listen.
I'm gonna bust my
I don't
bracket. I'm
know
gonna do
how
it
all
for
three of your teams won, and you
777.
think you get to pick anything. Like, you're done winning forever. So let
Yeah.
us losers decide. Thanks.
Yeah, please, thanks.
I say $7.87. Something inconvenient for Rob.
You're
I
messing
can
with Rob's
count.
OCD right now. That's what's going on here. So.
On purpose. I know which buttons to push.
You know what? I'm okay with 787. Now what?
Okay.
No, you're not. Your face says everything I want, Rob. Thank you.
No, Rob, you got remember 787 is a palindrome, bro. Forwards and backwards. It's all right. It shouldn't mess with your
So yes,
OCD.
none of us have an actual chance of getting the whole undefeated bracket and picking the winner. I'm okay with $7.87.
No, a full perfect bracket that's like next to impossible. I don't think that's ever happened in the history of the NCAA
I think
tournament.
Warren Buffett used to. I think he used to say he'll pay somebody like $1 billion if they ever got a perfect bracket.
I think somebody does that
Someone
still.
was within 2 picks last year? The year before last.
Year before
Yeah,
that.
no, people come close. It's like
Listen.
insanely close.
Listen, I will take that bet, and if I get it, bro.
Loyola all the way up until the Final Four. I was like, what?
Yeah.
What?
I think Yahoo does like $1 million giveaway every year if you get a perfect bracket on their system. But
That's not enough. I need Warren Buffett's bet.
yeah,
$100 million. Hey, look, I will pay off y'all's home. Just saying. Just saying.
I think I owe more than that.
$100 million?
No, I don't.
I would buy you a neighborhood. You cheap ass. Pay off my home. I'd buy you a neighborhood. You rename the streets.
I don't need a whole ass neighborhood. That's just a lot of people I gotta kick out. Nah, it's just too much work.
I mean, for a couple
Just the
million,
homes.
Island.
Mm-hmm.
It's true, but just the homes, just the cars, and then whatever loans y'all have for school. That's it. Rest is mine. I don't like
I better
y'all.
never get $100 million because I'm hiring at least for $2 million a Soviet assassin to take out James Dolan. So don't ever let me.
Facts.
Don't ever let me have money.
Facts, bro.
Oh, great.
HBO
This is going to be archived in case something ever happens to Dolan. Now Nori's going to be the prime suspect. So, but might be hailed as a hero among Knicks fans. We'll see. So,
Might be.
I'll be bailed out on a GoFundMe in 24 hours.
all right. Well, as far as the tournament this year, I think at this point we know for sure Gonzaga's going to be the number 1 overall seed. Undefeated, 26-0, got a big test against BYU in the tournament, but they won the West Coast Conference. It goes without saying they're there, and a lot of people thinking this could finally be their year. For me, it's just great to see a team that was a Cinderella so many times being a number one overall seed. It's crazy how college sports work, especially college basketball. So far, 11 teams have clinched a tournament spot through automatic qualifiers. We're pretty sure some other ones, and then the rest of the conference championship tournaments are this weekend, and Selection Sunday is Sunday night. That's when the bracket will be revealed. And for us, we're going to pick when they get to the 64 point. Obviously, there's going to be 4 playing games. There's 68 teams. 4 of those little first round games two on Tuesday, 2 on Wednesday. When we get together again on Wednesday, those should pretty much be decided, and we'll be able to pick our brackets here on the show, kind of write them out, see who our final fours are, and then throw them in Yahoo, because you got to have your full bracket submitted by the time the first game starts Thursday morning. So
does the Yahoo bracket start with 64, or do they start with all 68? Because I thought
some can do 68, and you can get like half a point, but you'd have to have everything in. I just do 64 because it gives you a little bit more time to start from there, and then you have to have your full bracket in by Thursday 11 a.m. I think is when it is. So. Now, we missed this last year. I know, believe it or not, I think it's this Saturday will be a full year since everything shut down in our state, in our town. March 13th, March 14th, that was really where it started. So, and it sucks we didn't get a tournament last year because I would have been home, working from home, getting to watch every game. I always had a dream to take that week off and go to Vegas and make any prop bets I could just to have fun and watch every single game there in like a sports book. But
Yep. Yeah. I'd been working from home too.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to throw it out there who I think the top 4 seeds are going to be. Everything is pretty wide open right now, but I think the number 1 overall seed is going to be Gonzaga. I think Baylor is going to get a 1 seed. I think they've done enough that even if they lost in the conference tournament, even the semis or finals, they should still get a 1 seed. Illinois is pretty damn good. And I think the last one, it's going to be either Michigan or U of H, because U of H is actually looking really good. Their BPI is pretty damn high, and if they can win their conference, they're staking a claim. The biggest threat to this everybody team in this tournament is the Big Ten. Illinois is 3, Michigan's 4, Iowa's 5, Ohio State is 9. They have a lot of teams in that top 10 right there. But that's really where I stand on who the number 1 seeds are. I don't know, you guys don't follow it as much, but who you guys think the top seeds are?
I don't think anybody. I don't think those are
Baylor and Gonzaga.
Say again?
I agree with you with Baylor and Gonzaga.
Mm-hmm.
Just looking through. Yeah, I really don't know any other teams right now that would bring outside of the Big Ten.
The rest is just pretty wide open, with the 1 seeds.
There's no one that really stands out. Like even the Big Ten, like the ones you named off, Michigan, Illinois, it's a pack of them. Like they all beat each other.
Obviously, the Big Ten tournament's going to decide how that pans out. So,
yeah.
Anyone else want to take a stab at who they think the top seeds will be when this bracket comes out?
This is an easy bracket. I don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all tripping. First of all, making it harder than it is. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say Xavier's gonna upset Gonzaga if they see each other later in the bracket. I said it.
You're a Bearcats fan. How are you picking Xavier? Hypocrite.
Because I'm a realist, bro. I'm objectively speaking.
So you picked the Bearcats' biggest rival to beat the number 1 overall seed.
To beat the number 1 seed. Yes.
He's not
Okay.
a fan at all. Yeah, he's not a fan at all.
All right. Anyway, go ahead.
This is coming from our Hornets fan. So, anything he says basketball related, we just toss out the window.
Wow.
He's like Larry Johnson for MVP. Like, don't
listen, as much as I hate the Seahawks, I can objectively say that they're going to whoop ass in a certain matchup. Anyway, moving past that.
Mm-hmm.
Hell no.
See.
Hell no. They don't have a defense. Again, objectively speaking.
Defense left too.
All right.
What?
Your defense left too, didn't they?
No, they're all
corners.
No, we didn't lose them yet. They're free agents, but we haven't lost them. We could re-sign them.
All right.
In the Illinois bracket, I think Illinois will take it. Even though I like BYU, Illinois will eat that bracket. And then in the third region, Houston's going to take that bracket. And then,
You're looking at a projected bracket right now. That's not the official one.
Yeah,
yet,
like
so.
if-
well, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking at right now. And then in the last one, I don't like this, but I think Missouri is going to upset a lot of people if this bracket stays the way it is, and they would take that region.
In your brackets, where does Loyola end up in the projected one?
Right now on ESPN, they're projected to be Region 4, where they have the number one overall seed projected to, or number one seed there to be Illinois. They would be facing, they're an 8 seed going up against North Carolina that first round.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. And then
yeah.
in the same brackets is Illinois, and then the winner of Prairie View, Appalachian State. That's one you're looking at, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at from ESPN.
Yeah.
Tech is in that bracket. Villanova's there. Texas, USC, BYU, Alabama. Which, by the way, I think that's the team Avery Johnson's coach right now is Alabama too. So, yeah. They're projecting Alabama to win the SEC and get the automatic spot.
Okay,
Now-
so look at Region 2 then, JC. The one I was talking
real
about.
quickly, he's talking about Loyola,
Go for it.
and I think it's worth talking about because 2 years ago, not last year, but the last time they had a tournament was 2 years ago. Loyola nearly shocked the world, won the whole thing.
Yeah.
Almost, you know. And
I remember that.
If-
16
if if this projection holds up, I could very easily see them getting back to the Final Four. You know, as a number 8 seed right now. Obviously, they've already clinched their spot in the tournament by winning the Missouri Valley. But where this pans out, what seed they get, even if as it projects right now on ESPN, if they were to win, they'd face a likely number 1 overall seed, and I think they definitely have a shot to get back to the Final Four. A lot of these smaller teams always have shots now because they don't have a lot of one and done players. Most of the time, these players are sticking there all 4 years, so they've been working together as a team for so long. And if that's the route that the NBA goes with the G League potential, where players will just skip college altogether and go to a G League or go play overseas, I think that will actually benefit college basketball because you're going to see more teams sticking together for 4 years. You're going to see more players getting their education and come out better because of it. So that's why I like a lot of these mid-majors. So now, Chickawing, you're saying going to the Region 2 on that projection where Baylor is projected to be number 1.
Yeah.
What are you looking at?
I'm saying Missouri is going to upset a lot of people. And if they do, and they get past Baylor, then they're going to come out top Final Four. Obviously, Baylor's going to be the hardest challenge because I don't see them losing to Iowa or Clemson or Arkansas.
I could see Mizzou losing first round to UConn, and I know it's not the women, but the men's UConn team is still consistently very good. You know.
Oh, still
Yeah.
no argument there. But that's what I'm saying. Like they're gonna be like the literal underdog. Even I don't care if they're higher ranked than Southern Utah or VCU. They are literally the underdog of that whole bracket.
Mm-hmm. This will be interesting to see. So how this plays out for $7.87 from each of us.
That's right. $7.87. Good job, Nori.
Do what I can to contribute.
Exactly.
That's down from $10 due to the reduction salary cap. So we'll see how it increases next year when we do this. But
it's the COVID, bro. It hurt us.
Now, final question: if we're looking at that projected bracket, if that holds up, who is your Cinderella? Now, I personally define a Cinderella as any team with a double-digit seed that makes it at least to the Sweet 16. Who?
Xavier. They're 12, Region 1. If they get there, yeah.
They got to play in for that. And they're
That's
considered one of the last 4 in, so they would have to do a play-in, but yeah. Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
So any double-digit team?
Double-digit seed that you think could get to at least the Sweet 16.
If UCLA gets past Wisconsin, UCLA.
Okay.
Okay.
Nori, any thoughts?
California.
No.
California. I knew
No.
Being honest, no.
Yeah.
During college basketball, I just say go sports. I'm not gonna lie, man. I think Michigan is consistently a pain in the ass. So I think they're kind of
basketball-wise, it's good to see him back in the hunt again because there hasn't been this much hype around a Michigan basketball team since the Fab Five, and that this is kind of cool to see.
I think there's always hype about them; they just don't do anything.
Not on this level.
Their fans,
Yeah,
not on this level. Yeah,
not on this level for sure. Now, Outside of all that, what is your favorite part about the tournament?
Oh, just the fans, the
Which-
hype, the heart that
Mhm.
these kids got, bro. They play it like it's their last game of their life,
Mhm.
and that's what's exciting about that.
For some of them, it really is their last game, though. Like the seniors
Yeah.
that are
Yeah.
playing, like it's the last professional game that they'll be playing.
It's the gravity of the situation. Like it's just like the NFL. Like we like the hard hits, but the fact that it's and just something that NHL and NBA and baseball will never match.
Mhm.
One and done creates so much hype. Like
It does.
us older heads who used to watch SBO back in the day, or like it's a fighting game tournament basically in Japan.
I remember Super Battle Opera.
Well, I know
Man, that was hard.
I'm explaining to the audience though. Like so, basically, that was one tournament. It was one game. No matter what you did during the season, you started that game. Everybody's 0-0, and there was no best of 7, best of 3. I'll sit this player like no. So I think that's what makes it hype. College, even if I don't follow college basketball, I'll watch I'll watch Martin Band just because oh shit, I don't know, that team shouldn't be winning, but they're winning. It's pretty damn hype.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's cool.
Yeah, I think for me, it's just a lot of you get exposure to a lot of traditions, a lot of schools you never would have heard of or even seen, and seeing the how rowdy those fans are. As somebody who graduated from what's considered a mid-major, it's always a big deal when UTSA would get to the tournament. Probably get ousted in the first round every time, but they would get to the tournament, And it's even such a big deal where one year they actually were a play-in game to get the 16 seed in the tournament, and they won. And that was always a hype because you got your first postseason win. But I enjoy just the fact that it's basketball all day. It's college basketball. It's teams playing for pride. And as you guys say, everything's on the line. You're going in. It's win or go home every single time. And you don't see players taking a night off, And the coaches are crazy. The players are crazy. I'm looking forward to it. I'm really interested. I think the games are going to be a bit more interesting. The fact that there's no travel involved anymore. Everything is going to be in Indianapolis area, so that they're all staying in the same city. The Final Four is going to be in Lucas Oil. Same thing with the women. The women are all going to be around San Antonio. All those teams. UConn is probably going to win it all this year. As much as there's been some upsets in women's basketball, UConn's been consistent. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm interested to see how this bracket comes out. And I'm just excited to fill one out because I didn't realize how much I was going to miss it if I didn't do one for a year until last year when I just didn't have the option. It just being able to do it again is just fun. So that's something we're going to be doing next week for sure. If there's any other sports news that comes out, we'll be talking about it. But we'll be sitting here coming up with our brackets, filling them out. Who do we think is going to make the Final Four? Who do we think is going to win it all the way? Who our Cinderellas are going to be? When the bracket gets revealed Sunday, we're going to be doing our own bit of research as much as we can and seeing as best we can do it for the coveted $7.87 from every single one of us. That's
Right.
$31.48, by the way, because
$31.48. $31.48 coming out of a hefty payout for PayPal. So
Are you a little upset over there, Rob?
yeah.
A little upset because it's not 31.50. Is that what it is? Your OCD kicking in now, huh?
You know what? I'll throw in
Blame that guy.
I'll throw in a 2-cent bonus to the winner to make it an even $31.50. How about that?
Don't
Okay.
don't do that. Don't appease Rob.
I got to deal uneven numbers. Do it.
Don't appease Rob.
Do a
Make
39
him
cent
suffer.
bonus. Do a 39-cent bonus.
No.
Match
31.48.
for $1.08.
You know what? I got you, JC. I'm gonna do you one better.
What's
I'm
that?
gonna do the extra penny bonus to make it 31.49
Okay.
if Rob wins, just to irritate him that much more.
if I win, I will donate the other $3 and something cents just so it's not. No.
Yes.
Just gonna go buy 3 items off a dollar menu just to even
I've
it
already
out.
won. I've already won.
Rob's about to explode his brain rise. So before it does, we'll just go ahead and get out of here so he can relax. a bit.
These are the moments I live for.
I don't know why you're stressing. Your teams have won 3 championships. You shut the hell up, man. All right.
Because it's his OCD, bro. That's what it is.
I have to hit below the belt because I'm tired of this team's winning.
I'm adding $8.52 if I win,
All right.
just so it's $40.
And I hope PayPal charges you 52 cents.
That'll be a bet
Probably-
between the 4 of
probably
us, but we will probably open up our group to anyone else that would like to join. It'll just be for fun, but between us, it's that little bit of chump change.
$7.87.
Yeah.
This ain't a game. This is real life. Want to play
Real
with the
life.
big boys? $7.87.
Yeah.
Or don't play at all.
And if Rob wins, I'll add an extra penny.
All right.
Out of spite.
Very nice. Very nice. Out of spite down here, we got Chicken Wing. We got Rob. He's still trying to count in his head right now, I can see.
All I gotta count to is 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay. We have a proud Knicks fan, and it's been a long time since he has said that. We got Nori.
It's been a very horrible love-hate relationship. It's abusive, but I've never not loved them. I keep coming back for more. That's why my liver's the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm your host, JC, and I just want to say to you guys, thank you for making my 40th birthday so very special. I know Chicken
Nice
Wing
shirt,
and
by the
Nori-
way.
Yeah, there you go. Chicken Wing, or Nori, I know yours is on the way because it got me a size too small. It's all good. I appreciate you thinking I was a large, but some quarantine weights come back on. But
I got him a boy's extra small.
right. So, Rob, I know you can make it. I know you're there in spirit. It's all good. So I appreciate it. I mean, you gave me the ring light for Christmas. I appreciate that. So, you guys have made 40 start off really good.
Don't ever forgive him.
And I
Don't ever.
appreciate it, guys. Thanks a lot. So, we'll catch y'all all next time on the Sports Minorities podcast. Y'all be safe and have your brackets ready because here we go.
You have to hold on to a grudge like a baby and nurture it and just develop it over time.